Suspect or prospect? This week on Working Yourself Wednesday. Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Working Yourself Wednesday. I'm Cory Mosley. I want to talk this week about something that really drives me kind of nuts, and that's this idea of treating our prospects like they're suspects. This idea that in this day and age that we're still profiling. I mean, money, people, comes in all different shapes, sizes, looks, and feels. I mean, frankly, nowadays you can get away with anything. I mean, take a look at this woman here. Not too sexy, right? She rolled up on the lot and wanted to look at the new Ferrari. What are you going to be thinking? Now, I know there's people watching the videos, and my loyal watchers, you're not like that, right, Cory? I treat everybody the same. Do you really? So if you do, and if you treat everybody the same, that's great. If you treat everybody like a buyer, that's fine. I don't want you to cut it off because I still need the views, but keep watching anyway. But if you don't, I just want you to start to think about that, because they come from all over. I remember the time I walked into a dealership. I will not name the dealership or the brand, but it's British, I'll give you a hint. And I remember walking in and inquiring that I was interested in taking a look at the new model that they had released. I had been driving the German brand for a long time, and I was genuinely interested in switching. So I go over and I sit down, and I'm going through their sales process, and he says to me, "What are you looking to pay? Because these things are expensive." I thought it was pretty amazing. Now, I went in a shirt, probably a shirt like I'm wearing now. Maybe I had it tucked out, but and I'm not talking about, listen, we can get into the worst kind of profiling, but I'm just talking about general profiling based on how someone looks or dressed or hair or clothes or those different things. So I was amazed at this idea that 1 minute into the conversation that he was positioning himself to take him out of the running to even be a salesperson for me. And we talk about buyers are liars, right? So here's the funny part about this whole thing. What did I do? Well, I knew what my agenda was. See, customers come for their agenda. So I knew what my agenda was, and that was to test drive the car, look at inventory, see if it was a car I was interested in. And I was not gonna let this idiot blow that for me. So I gave him a number that was so high that he had to keep talking to me. So he got excited then. And you know what? He had already disqualified himself. I had already gone on and decided I wouldn't buy there. And I would never pay what I told him I would pay anyway, but I still stayed with him. I test drove the car for as long as I possibly could. I drank 2 cups of their fancy cocoa, all that rapport building that we're supposed to be doing. But he had already taken himself out. So I don't understand how people come on your lot or people come to your doors and you start making decisions about buyer and not buyer. Check this guy out. What do you think of this guy? Well, if he rolled in and said, you know what, I'm looking at that S550, maybe not. Or how about this guy? Tell me you meet this guy at the auto show. He wanders onto the exotic lot and is looking at a Lamborghini Gallardo or a Rolls Royce, and you guys are gonna be just all over him, right? You never know, and we know better. See, in our minds, we know better. That last guy, by the way, you might recognize is Burt's from Burt's Bees. I think they sold for $300 million. So he probably has some pocket change lying around to be able to pick up a Rolls, a Bentley, and Aston, and all of that kind of stuff. But we know better in our minds. We know, we see it on TV every day that half of the millionaires look like Mark Zuckerberg, right? So we see it every day, yet we still go in our minds to make these decisions of how we're gonna structure something. Don't turn your prospects into suspects. And real quick, we want to hear your comments. We want to know, what would you like to hear more about on Working on Yourself Wednesday? So do us a favor. There's a couple different places that you can watch our video that you may be watching our video, but all of them have a comments box. If you would shoot your comments box in, we love to hear feedback, but also shoot a comment about what you'd like to hear, what topics you'd like to have covered, so I can make sure I continue to deliver value first.